Hello there guys, it is me Babiel, and I welcome you all back to another video. For today's video, we are going to continue our journey through the Lineaean cosmos, exploring its many celestial wonders and stellar objects scattered throughout the firmament. In the last video, we encountered the dwarf spheres of Virgo, Boethius, Tethys, Boccaccio, and Cancer. We also came face to face with the lesser spheres, like that of Phanes, Odysseus, Statius, and Bonaventure. For today's video, we will journey deeper into the Lineaean cosmos, to an area that echoes back to a far more ancient time, a time of chaos and disorder, a place that can hint at the formation of the inner cosmos itself, and even the world of Lineaos in its entirety. You see, the first layer of the atmosphere of Lineaos, Caelusia, where the firmament and inner cosmos are located, is not just made up of the fixed stars, the celestial spheres, the weather, and the clouds. The inner solar system itself is primarily dominated by the major celestial spheres, along with their lesser and smaller contemporaries. Outside of the orbits and harmony of the spheres is a realm of meteors, comets, and debris. The structures that dwell here are far much older than any of the other bodies within the firmament itself. This place is like a cosmic graveyard or junkyard, a place where old and decrepit spheres and worlds go to die and dwell. The structures here are battered, torn, and ripped to pieces, and come in a variety of colors, shapes, and strange sizes and forms. Their appearance and strange shapes are a testament in Echelon to a time of chaos within the early Lineaean skies. Some of these odd and decrepit structures were once spheres in their own right, while others are formations made of debris and dust and remains of spheres that were destroyed long ago. These dead worlds give off a ghostly glow, quite contrary to the brightly colored lights of the major spheres along with their lesser spheres and their dwarf brethren. Our journey through this graveyard will begin by talking about solely those objects that were once spheres themselves, their properties, their hues, their histories, and their forms. While in the next part, we will explore the much more stranger and abstract objects. So without further ado, let's start our exploration of this cosmic Hades. Our first stop on this tour is the large crescent-shaped structure of Anchises, with its deep red aura with a little bit of blue mixed within it too. Just looking at this stellar object, you can obviously tell that this was once a sphere. One can easily draw a circle within it, and you can obviously tell that this was once a sphere, probably like the major ones, but the rest of his body was probably blown to bits by another sphere that collided into it, probably turning it into meteorites and debris and dust, leaving, miraculously, just a crescent-shaped structure floating around in the sky. Next, we have this more damaged, scarred, and decrepit structure of Aquinas, with its more softer, fainter reddish hue. With its jagged, spiky appearance, one can easily tell that maybe this was not a sphere, but it actually was a sphere, so its appearance is a bit deceiving. This object is lucky to be in one piece, because if an object hit it any much harder, this part here, along with this lower region, would have split in two and become their own celestial objects. It is believed that this could have happened, and gravity brought these two pieces together to form the more jagged, spiny object we see today that is known as Aquinas. Some of these relics of time forgotten actually have their own satellites, similar to some of the major spheres, like Ptolemy has Mobius, Taurus has Capricorn, and Theos has Carpus. Our first of these structures is the jagged green ring-like structure of Anselm. Anselm is similar to Aquinas because it doesn't look like it was once a sphere, but it actually was once a sphere. In fact, it lost its entire spherical form and only resembles a ring made of debris and rock. Floating within the center of its olive-green borders is the fiery orange satellite known as Martel, which blazes orange like an inferno. Next, we see a much stranger object floating within the night sky. Resembling a pair of jaws about to eat a smaller world, the maroon reddish-brownish structure is known as Chandra. This structure is a literal crescent-shaped structure in the sky, and its battered and torn appearance testifies to its ancient age. Seeing this structure is truly a spectacular sight, but it's also quite an eerie thing to stare at, isn't it? Its satellite, clenched in its jaws, is the bright gold structure known as Bulan, which shines brightly. The last of these bizarre worlds is the deep crimson claw of Carcinus. Clenched within its massive claw is a deep purple satellite known as Xanthus. This bizarre structure has a very peculiar shape, resembling the claw of a crab. Primarily, one can be reminded of the large claw of a male fiddler crab. But it also can look like the mouth or jaws of a dragon consuming the smaller sphere of Xanthus. Just like how Chandra looks like it's consuming the golden sphere of Bulan. But one can also say that with Xanthus clutched within the claw of Carcinus, it also resembles an eye, the eye of a deity gleaming down upon the surface of the world, watching your every action and decision you make. But this brings up an interesting question. How did Chandra, Anselm, and Carcinus get their satellites? One theory suggests that a smaller sphere, akin to the 5 dwarf spheres pictured here, wandered too close to the massive ruins and gravity took them in. Another very interesting theory is that when a massive sphere collided with what would become the ruined structures, it expelled their very cores out into the sky, and eventually gravity brought them back into orbit. So just like Earth has a core, they have cores. The same goes with the larger spheres and their dwarf brethren. So could Bulan, Martel, and Xanthus not actually be celestial bodies, but actually the cores of their home satellite? What do you think? Another theory proposes that these spheres formed in a similar fashion to what scientists think how Earth's moon formed. So, a brief rundown. It is believed that our moon probably formed when an ancient planet known as Theia collided with the early Earth. The cataclysm was so massive that debris from Theia and Earth splattered all out into space, and eventually that debris clumped together due to the forces of gravity and began to revolve around the ancient primordial Earth, forming the early moon that we see today. So in a similar fashion, within the early cosmos of Lineaos, a sphere of some kind hit what would become like Chandra, Anselm, and Cosinus, destroying them, and then the debris from the structures condensed to form the satellites. So there you have it, guys. The dead worlds of Lineaos, a testament to a much more ancient and violent time in the history of Lineaos itself. The ancient Linnean skies were very much akin to our early solar system, chaotic and disorderly. The early planets in our solar system collided with one another, destroying each other, blowing each other up, and even devouring each other. And this explains all of the bizarre amalgamations that we see floating within the cosmic graveyard, the spheres and the bizarre structures included. So there you have it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you are interested in this world building project, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and please visit my website in the description below. Our next video will discuss the more bizarre structures lurking within the asteroids and comets. So I hope you all enjoyed, and have a nice day. Goodbye.